Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football. Tonight here at the Mount Carmel Area Silver Bowl, where tonight the Tornadoes entertain the Wyalusing Rams, the leaders in District 4 in that all-important district playoff race. This is the game of the year to date, Wayne. This is where it's all going to count. Big Red has to win tonight. There are no excuses. There are nothing. You got to win or you're not going to go anywhere. And then you're going to do the same next week. But you got to get past this group. And there's a couple of things that you're looking at with this group. I'm sure Coach Brennan's thinking the same thing. You'd like to win, but you'd like to win a little bit big if you can and send a good signal, because no matter what we do tonight as far as winning is, if we do win, we do go to districts, we will meet them again and probably on their home field, depending on what they do next week. So a lot of implications here as the Red Tornadoes come onto the field. The Rams on the other sideline ready to go. They are the premier team of District 4 right now.
Well, I'll tell you, the Tornadoes, we knew this from about the middle of the season that week in, week out, these boys had to perform as if it was the last game, because it boiled down to that. What it comes down to is the point situation, and the Tornadoes have to win every game. This is the #1 game. You're talking about a AA team coming in. They're 7-1. They're #1 in the districts. So, yes, we do have to show what we are made of at this point in time and show it to the #1 team.
Yep, they have one loss on their schedule so far, and that was to Athens. Athens is a AAA school. Athens will be in the AAA playoffs in District 4, so they are, in fact, #1 right now. Along with Milton as far as the #1 ranking in AAA District 4 goes. So they are a formidable opponent in themselves, and the Rams were not beaten up pretty badly by that. It was a fairly close score. So they're bringing it all. I mean, this is a Rams team. We have seen this team so many times in the last few years as we go in the playoffs and either go up there or they come down here. So we're all very familiar, but the difference this year probably is that the coach is going to be different. I've forgotten his name now, the guy that was there for he was there like 31 years or so, but there's a new guy, a guy from the staff though, but there's a new guy on the field over there for the first time ever this year for the Rams in such a long time. And we're, let's see, Link Wells is the guy that's the new coach. I forgot the old coach and they told me that last night, so I apologize. But anyway, what you're going to see tonight is a team you saw them last year twice. The Kinney kid, Dustin Kinney, #7. He's going to be the quarterback. We saw him for the first time in the regular season at Wyalusing last year when their regular quarterback was suspended.
That is true.
And that was his first start of the season. They were beaten pretty handily, but he played very well for a young guy. So we expect to see a lot out of him tonight at that quarterback position. And the other thing you're going to see tonight, and this is not a guy that was on the radar much last year, #22, Josh Greider. Greider's the guy that's the workhorse. He'll be that tailback or whatever offense they throw in. He's the main character of that offense. They're going to run him a lot. He's the speed back, very fast, big track guy up in the northern tier up there. The other guy on offense you want to keep your eye on is #32. That's Bill Wolf. He's 205 pounds worth of romp and stomp and fullback. He is a guy we saw last year. He has some experience. He's played very well for the Rams. The Rams will, I believe, receive the kickoff. But those are the three guys you really want to take a good look at tonight. The other guy that's going to stand out to you is going to be #73, Johnson, and #75, Stanton. Stanton we saw a lot of in the last two games. He was a force onto himself in the last two meetings between these two schools. So we want to see those guys too. And of course, you know who the Red Tornadoes are and what they're going to be doing tonight. Sadly, not so much as the drive is concerned, but sadly this is the final regular season game, at least in the foreseeable future, between the Rams and the Red Tornadoes. I really felt it was a great relationship. The problem was the distance. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes to get to Wyalusing. And
what a ride, though. But I'll tell you what, every time we went up there, we did the show from the stands. The people were the greatest people that we have met.
Nicest fans. It truly is.
This series, this will be the 7th time, and the Tornadoes in the 6 meetings, starting in 1996, have come out on the winning end of this series. So it's been a good series, but some very, very good games, especially 2 or 3 years ago when we went up there to play, when they were running that polecat, that lone polecat play that they were running, and I'll tell you what, gave us some fits.
Whitecamp's going to tee off. He's got Delaney, Warner, and he's got Greider down there. It's going to go way over to the side and bounce out of bounds about the 20-yard line. So the Rams will take it at the 35-yard line of their own territory to start this game off, and we'll see. They're not as big a football team as you normally see, but they are physical, and that comes from something we also talked about in this program. They have a fabulous wrestling program.
Yes.
2 years ago, they were #1 in the state in district or in 2A. So you're going to see a lot of athletic, kind of rangy kids, the kind of guys that you see wrestle a lot. But not a real big squad. We're much bigger than they are across the line of scrimmage when they line up. But Kinney's going to bring them up here, and you'll see they'll start out in that I formation. And Greider is the tailback in the I right now, and that's where you'll see him most tonight. There's an offside penalty, a motion penalty, I believe. Starting off in front of him, which is a little bit of a surprise, is number 44 down there, and that's Fisk. He's also a fullback. You'll see him in and out of the game a little bit too. I'm a little surprised that he's beginning the game out there, but he'll be in front of Greider as they line up. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind with the Rams, at least up until this point in the season, the Rams have not been much of a passing team. More than 80% of the time, they will run the ball. That's their bread and butter. Kinney throws it to Greider there, and there's Matsura all over Greider in the offensive backfield. It'll be a loss on the play for the Rams as Medalis just shot through the gap and took Greider down.
Matsura, number 21, makes the tackle there. Brown, number 51, coming in on the chase as soon as the pitch was made. Wyalusing coming out, and take a look at the offensive line that time. They set up some wide gaps, looking to spread the defense out a little bit more than what we're normally used to seeing. Take a look at the width between the guards and tackles.
6-yard loss on the play as Kinney brings him up on second down. It's 2nd and 16 now. And he goes right to Greider the other way. And Greider gets around Cuff. And he's still on his feet, and he makes the turn, and now finally brought down on the sideline. Some number of missed tackles down there. Yasenchak finally finishes it, but not before Greider takes it up to the Wyalusing 49-yard line where it's 1st and 10. And there's a case where you let him get outside of you, and then he took the sideline, and then we just poorly tackled him.
Yeah, Cuffy he just got tied up with his lead blocker there a little bit. Could not jump, could not bounce back to the outside to contain to the inside.
Right to Greider up the middle this time, and Greider will pick up about 4 yards on the play.
Leanovich, number 41, coming up and making a tackle from the corner position. And again, if you take a look at the offensive line, they are spreading everybody out. They are not heel to heel as you would normally see an offensive line set up. They're giving you bigger gaps, which means that you can shoot it in there a little bit quicker, but they are spreading everybody out a little bit further.
They line the fullback always off center a little bit from the tailback in this offense. This time he keeps it. He's looking to pass. He's got a guy downfield down there. He was covered really well down there by Medalis. He was trying to hit number 45 down there for the Rams, and that is Niles Putnam. A little high for Putnam, and again, passing is not their forte. It's not what they're going to win this game with.
But again, mixing it up, and this is what keeps the defense honest. You're looking run all the way, and that was not that far off target. It was just a little high.
Kinney bring them up now, and they're in a straight. It's 3rd down and 7 in a straight I formation now with a wing. And he's going to go back to pass again. This time, Medalis on a blitz. Buggy had him hemmed in, so he couldn't move far, but Medalis shot through like a bullet.
Matsura comes through from the left linebacker position. And again, that's one thing that this gap will do. We know that we will shift from heads up into the gap. We'll run some stunts over on the left-hand side, and we see how quick Matsura is coming through the gap and making a great tackle. Quarterback did not even get turned around to look at his receivers.
Rams will be forced to punt here. And Cuff nearly blocks it. It's going to go to Leonovich, and he bobbles for a second and now heads upfield. He's trying to get to the sideline, and he does. And he'll take it over the 30-yard line up to the 33-yard line. Where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. Number 33 on the field For the Rams, Justin Jane was the punter. I could not see his number until he moved a little bit, but he was the punter. So the Red Tornadoes will start at their own 33 with their first offensive series here of the evening in this big District 4 matchup. Starts off with Brown in the backfield. Got Pilarski in back of him to go to Pilarski. Pilarski follows Brown but skirts outside, and he turns the corner. He'll have the first down and then a little more as he picks up about 13 yards and a play and a flag down right at the last second. Is that a face mask? Is that what you saw over there?
You know what, I think it was. I think sort of reached around, grabbed the helmet on the side, and turned Jared's head sideways, and that's exactly what the call is.
Personal foul, so a big start for the Red Tornadoes here in their first offensive play of the evening as they'll cross now over the 50-yard line well into Wyalusing Ram territory at the Wyalusing 31-yard line.
Now you can see
36-yard line.
Coach comes right out in the very first play. We're putting some meat in the backfield, and we're going to make sure we move that ball downfield a little bit.
So a big start for the Red Tornadoes. And they are right just like that in Ram territory where they'll line up 1st and 10. This time a more traditional look as Shinsky brings them up and he's got Pilarski in the backfield.
Shinsky, Michaels, number 45 in the backfield, tailback.
I'm sorry, yeah, he had Pilarski on the wing. Lashinsky will carry the ball straight on. He was the lone guy in the backfield as Pilarski came and was faking that inside Sally handoff there. First mistake, and it wasn't even third play there. Probably there'll be no more 42s and 45s in the backfield next year, I guarantee that. I will be picking the numbers in the off season, and I'll be very careful at what numbers I am picking. Either that or I'm going to have laser surgery. You make the call there. This time it's Matsura, and he's got himself a train of guys out there. He'll pick up the first down and then some as he takes it all the way down to the Ram 11-yard line, 10-yard line, 1st and goal for the Red Tornadoes, and that was a pretty play. Well,
Great call. Take a look here. It's a straight handoff right to Matsura. But his key is he gets bottled up right along the sideline, and he comes back to the inside. They do not wrap any arms to make the tackle, and his speed just carries him down to the 11-yard line.
So it's gonna be 1st and 10. The guy placed the ball down at the 9-yard line, and now it's at the 11.
Well.
That's why it was 1st and goal originally, but it's now 1st and 10 from the 11. And we shoot it to Pilarski. Now we'll come to this side for the first time. And he's going to be brought down in there hard for a loss on the play. For the Wyalusing Rams, it's number 17, Robert Cobb. The strong safety brings down Pilarski in the backfield.
Hey, you see the good pursuit here. You're on the 11-yard line, and there's not too much stringing out or sideways you can run. And they did string the ball out. They had about 4 defenders out there.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 12, a 2-yard loss on the play, as the Red Tornadoes line it up. And this time they go with the I formation. Lashinsky at fullback and Pilarski at the tailback. And Shinsky drops back fast, and he looks at Medalis. And he's got Medalis. Medalis stretches inside the 10-yard line down to about the 8-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Oh, I'll tell you, the coach is looking a little bit to the flat, trying to get a one-on-one. Wyalusing comes out there in a 5-2 defense, and at that 5-2, you're giving up one man in the defensive backfield.
Right.
So somewhere along the line, you're going to get that one-on-one coverage.
That was 47 Ross Minch saving the touchdown for the Rams as he brought Medalis down. We go heavy one side, but we're going to pass, and we're looking in there, and we got Medalis, but just overshoots Medalis, and he was open in the end zone that time. The pass before that, or I'm sorry, this pass ends the streak, correct?
Yes, that is true.
That was 14 straight passes completed over a period of time from the North Schuylkill game to the Shikellamy Brave game to the Wyalusing game.
Yeah, he had four passes in a row in the 4th quarter in the North Schuylkill game. Came in last week, he was 7 for 7 and picked up 1 extra point, and that's 14 passes in a row. The previous record was held by Doc Greco.
Whitecamp puts it up for the field goal, and I don't know if he slung it in there or not. He did not. He just hooked it, and again, a strong crosswind. Weather conditions tonight, folks, are not as good as they have been. Obviously, it is cold. It is in the low 40s, but the deciding factor tonight is the wind. It will be gusting apparently from 15 to 20 miles per hour at times through the stadium. And a very difficult condition to either pass or kick in. So the Red Tornadoes threaten early but do not score. The Rams will take over on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looks like we're missing
missing Cuff there.
The right side. There's somebody else missing too.
And that'll be a penalty, I think. Is that an illegal substitution for defense too? No, we call the timeout. Okay,
timeout.
That would have been though. He couldn't leave the sideline that late in the.
Again, these two games this week against Wyalusing and Selinsgrove is going to boil down to a defensive game for the Tornadoes. For any team to win, you need a great defensive performance, both in the line and defensive backs. And this week, as we see with Wyalusing, they're a running team, so the defensive line is really going to have to step it up one notch to get us in one more extra week down the line.
So the Red Tornadoes are forced to waste a timeout early as they can't get everybody on the defense on the field in time. And now the Rams will start it again, 1st and 10 from the 20. A fumble on the play. Kinney had dropped the ball for a second. He did get it out to Greider. He picked it up and did hand it off, I believe. But Greider will take it out to about the 20, we'll say the 24-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Cuff and Hynoski, number 32, Hynoski coming up from his corner position there.
Here you see the ball bounce down.
Tackle, yeah.
He picks it up and he actually makes the handoff, which was a good play by Kinney. That really kept his head in there. They're in a split backfield for the last 2 possessions as Kinney goes back to pass. And he lets it wing out there. He's got Medalis. Medalis nearly intercepted it. He was trying to hit number 17, Cobb, but Medalis was in the best position, and he just barely missed an interception.
Missed an interception. I'll tell you why. Take a look if they have a replay on this. Nick Goff, take a look at the hit on number 7 when he throws this ball here. He goes down very hard. The ball was thrown quite high, and it was because of the pressure from Cuff.
Yep, we couldn't. Jose had blocked our view on that one. That was the back of Jose instead of the near interception. Remember, we talked to him about that. So now it's 3rd down and 6 for the Rams as Kinney brings them up, and he goes back to pass again. And he looks downfield, and he's got his man down there, number 20. Yasenchak will make the stop, but Greider, number 20. I'm sorry, Raymond, not Greider. Raymond with the pass reception, and it's a 1st and down for the Rams at the Ram 36-yard line. And there, you notice with Kinney, he doesn't do a lot of running around. It's a straight 3-step drop back. He sets and he goes.
Yeah, he's back 3. He's already looking for his receivers, and he can throw the ball. We had seen that at the end of last season when we had played them, that he does have the capability to stand in there and take the pressure.
Again, Greider right up the middle, and Greider is buried in there by Brown this time. Brown takes a big hit on Greider. He may pick up, if he picks up a yard, it is that. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Rams. That was, again, that offset offense. They have had more success when they're in the split formation than they are in that offset I-like.
Well, we're running our defense. We're overloading one side or the other. Take a look at Brown. He'll line up on the nose, on the center. Look at now. We shift over. Bierster now goes into the gap. And then we run a stunt from there.
Kinney straight back to pass again.
Ooh.
And this time it is intercepted by Medalis. Medalis is off to the races, just barely brought down in there by number 52 for the Rams, and that's Dustin Wells, but a nice interception by Medalis.
Great interception, but what you have to watch is take a look at Cuff coming in from the left side of your screen right now. He's headhunting, and he put one heck of a lick on the quarterback.
Nice play. I don't know, was it Yasenchak who tipped it up?
I don't know.
But
those are the kind of drills that you run to tip up, and Medalis watched it right into his hands.
So the Tornadoes back in Ram territory at the Ram 39-yard line where it's 1st and 10 off the interception. This time Brown right up the middle. Brown will take it down to about the 36-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and about 6.
And that's the thing, the defensive line is playing very aggressive at this point of the game, and they have to do that from here until the end for us to walk off with a win here.
Well, I don't think – I see what they do pass-wise, and their idea in passing is that he takes that 3 steps, Kinney. But Kinney will not survive the whole game taking the hits he's done in the first quarter. Pilarski, this time Pilarski breaks loose there and takes it down to the 32-yard line, very close to the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for the Red Tornadoes.
Some good blocking on the right side from Cuff in the guard position, Bierster in that tackle position, Swank playing the center. And as we move to the left-hand side, we have number 71, Marshall Merarkey in that guard position, John Skinner in the tackle position, and the tight end, Vince Yasenchak, number 6.
3rd and a long 1, full house backfield. We go to Pilarski. Pilarski got to cut it up there, and I'm not sure if he gets it or not. It's a bad angle. He was very close to it as he cut back upfield, and we'll see where they place it. That'll be the key to it, where he's standing. I believe where he's standing, it's a first down.
Yeah.
Where the guy is standing at, it is a first down. It is. They have now signaled that. So Pilarski picks up a tough first down on a little more than a yard, and the Red Tornadoes now have a new set of downs here as they have the ball at the Ram 29-yard line.
And shifting those players in and out, it gives that offense a different look. Right now we have Timmy Wargo in. He's going to as a wide receiver left.
Right up the middle, that's Pilarski, and Pilarski takes it to the 25-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. The Red Tornadoes look very sharp on offense tonight.
They're very crisp, offense and defense. They look very, very good. Coming in, they understand everything that's on the table right now, and they have everything to lose.
Yasenchak, the big tight end, goes in there. Lashinsky comes out. Matsura will now be the fullback as we line up on a 2nd and 6. And this is a pass play as Shinsky will look downfield under heavy pressure, and he's going to go down at the 30-yard line. A 5-yard loss on a play for the Red Tornadoes. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11 now for the Tornadoes.
Some good blocking on the line there, but
play took way too long. Good coverage downfield by the Rams.
Very good coverage, and we had 3-4 receivers out on pass patterns, and they had about 5 guys defending down in an umbrella, and had everybody covered very well.
So 3rd and 11 now for the Red Tornadoes. Ball back at the 30-yard line of the Rams as Shinsky lines them up. And he gives it to Pilarski up the middle, and the Rams were looking for it as Pilarski will pick up a yard on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. Everybody stayed at home on that Ram defense on that play, and that's exactly what blew it up. So Shinsky gets the play directly from the sideline now as he trots back into the huddle.
Again, take a look. We give everybody a different look now. We have Michael Shinsky back as the fullback.
Plenty of time this time as he finds Medalis over there, and Medalis makes the catch.
Tippy toes.
Yes, he did. He's down at the 14-yard line where it's 1st and 10. That was pretty play by Medalis and a nice throw by Shinsky.
Oh, yeah, Dave. Take a look at Dave just sitting back. He only has one blocker back there, Michael Shinsky, and watches the whole time. And look at this. What a pass right to the edge of the sideline. You know that ball's not going to be picked off, and Medalis watches it in. And, boy, how Medalis has been playing since he's come back, doing an outstanding job. But I'll tell you what, Dave Shinsky put that right on the money.
Great job of footwork, too, to be sure he knew where he was. And this time it's Pilarski, and Pilarski had a little bit of a hole there, and he takes it down to the, we'll see where they get off the pile there, about, let's say, the 11-yard line. Be 2nd down and 5, a 5-yard pickup for Pilarski as he's running hard through those little holes there.
Well, they're all running hard tonight. Now, I'll tell you what, what's great about this is that on the 1st down play, you're picking up 5 yards, and boy, what better things can happen on a 2nd and 5. You can go into your playbook and just run about anything.
Mm-hmm. So goes in an eye back with the big fullback, and that's who has it, is Brown. Ooh. And Brown pounds his way down to the 6-yard line. And that should be very close to the 1st down. If he's short by a half a yard.
That's about it.
Yeah, half a yard short, so it's 3rd and a half for the Red Tornadoes, and they are knocking on the door at the Ram 6-yard line. Second time in this first quarter. There are 20 seconds left in the first quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl.
You take a look at that play when Brown got the ball. You can see the experience. Now we've been running Brown in the backfield the last 4 games, and you can see every time he's back there, he's picking up a little bit of experience. He gets the ball, and he sees the linebacker who's keying on him coming in to make the tackle inside the hole, and Dave puts his shoulder down, runs him over, and picks up an extra 3 yards.
I think they were laser shooting that measurement there. As you can see how close he is. He's not even a half a yard. He's about 6 inches, 3 inches maybe away from the first down. He's that close to it. So with the third down, Shinsky comes back in the huddle, and the Rams are pinned against the wall here with a 3rd and 1. The ball's sitting at their 6. Got to get the chains straightened back out now. That's always a difficult thing when you got that such a short measurement to go here. You want to be right on where you put that mark on the line. Shinsky brings him up, and he hands it off to Brown, and Brown bulls his way down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for the Red Tornadoes from the Ram 4-yard line. And he's
some good blocking on the right side, and you're not looking to score on that play. What you want to do is look at the surge on the right side there.
Yeah, look at that. He only had one guy. He takes the linebacker Fisk, 44, and just buries him. I mean, he just buries Fisk, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter of play here, with the score all tied up at 0. So we start this second period of play here at Mount Carmel area with Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes sitting on the 4-yard line with a 1st down. And the Rams doing their level best to keep us out of the end zone. Big fullback Brown in that split formation now. And he sends it to Pilarski. They're going to ask Pilarski to get around a corner, and he does. Pilarski on a 4-yard scamper around the right side of the Mount Carmel area offensive line. And the score now at the 11:54 mark of the second period, Mount Carmel area 6 and the Rams 0, with Whitecamp coming in to attempt the extra point.
Some great play calling there. We give it to Brown a couple times, and this time it's a fake dive to Brown, freezes the linebacker, and it's got to be a very, very good play by the defensive end to stop Pilarski from making it into the end zone.
Whitecamp puts it up, and it's good. So the score now bumps out to 7-0 Tornadoes. But you're right, and I'm wondering, the Rams, you're right. The Rams are off balance there as they're seeing a pounding in the middle. And then you see Pilarski, and also wondering if they've seen a back quite as quick and fast as Pilarski is to the corner. I mean, he was well pursued. He just turned the corner. And I said that last game. Once he gets his shoulders turned and he's got a little bit of room, he's gone. You're not going to do it. And they had no chance of catching him before he got to the corner. So the Rams now fall down early here in this key matchup as the Red Tornadoes get ready to line up to kick it off, with Whitecamp setting the ball down. And we're going to see that same group back there that we saw before. Number 23, Delaney's on that far side. Let's see who's in the middle there, if Greider is in the middle or not. Greider's in there somewhere, but who's in the middle? Warner, I think. Yeah, Warner's 28's in the middle, and Greider's on the near side to me here. So Whitecamp will kick it off. He kicks it straight down the middle. Down to Greider. Greider let it bounce at the 20. And he's going to be brought down. He fumbles. Ball's on the ground, but the Rams have recovered it. Number 47 for the Rams, Russ Mensch, jumps on the Greider fumble as Greider let it bounce around at the 20, then took a big hit and fumbled the ball.
Yeah, it was what a hit right here. I don't know who the heck did it. I think Wargo had him.
Here he comes, and he is going to get... Who is that? That's Wargo. There it is. I can't see who that is, but somebody gave him a nice tap there. It's
26.
I may have been. That may have been Kraniak. So Kinney brings him up. He hands it off to Greider, and Greider's got himself a hole. Dallas is going to have to bring him down, but not before he picks up close to 20 yards on the play and a 1st down for the Rams. And that time, he was gone. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a nice play by the Rams. But Dallas saved the touchdown.
What happened? An excellent fake dive right into the right side of the line, and it drew everybody into that position, and they just go around the end, pick up some good yardage.
So big play for the Rams, puts them at the 43-yard line as Kinney gets them ready here. And he's going to go to Greider again, and this time Greider's not going to pick up much. He'll pick up 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Rams.
Swank coming in from the left side, tackle position there. Did a swim move, a real nice swim move, came around the defender, the offensive tackle, and makes a great hit going down to the center of the line.
When they run that offset formation like that, though, I'm wondering why, because you know that Fisk isn't getting it. He's
Right.
too far away for the handoff. It's going to happen. You see it line up just like this now. You know it's either going to be a pass or Greider's going to get the ball. It's the only people are going to get it in the formation they're in. And that's who gets it, is Greider, as he tries to get to the near side, and he won't, as he's buried in there by both the Asenchak and Buggy. Buggy on the initial hit, and Buggy takes him out right at midfield. Ball sitting squarely on the midfield stripe. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 now. Actually, a 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8 where the ball is now. So the Red Tornadoes stiffen up here a little bit. As Kinney brings him up, and this time he brings him up in a split backfield. He puts Fisk next to Greider. And he goes back to pass. And he's got some protection there, and he's got a guy open down in the middle, all the way down to the Mount Carmel area, 37-yard line. That's number 45, Niles Putnam for the Rams, and it's a 1st down. The Rams in Mount Carmel area territory. And that pass, that's the 2nd time we've seen that exact pass. And he had great protection on that play.
Yeah, and he really did. Brown gets up. I think Brown sort of tipped the ball there a little bit. Still was not enough, though, for to block the pass. But you can take a look at Kinney. He's sitting back there, even with the amount of pressure and the hits that he's taken, and throwing a nice ball.
Somebody puts Fisk in motion, and he gets it out to Greider, who's trying to get through Cuff. He's going to pick up 3 yards in the play. Cuff actually made a good play. Although he didn't make the tackle, Cuff forced him back inside, and that's not where he was trying to run. And by the time he got back inside, he got caught in the wash, and that was the end of him.
You see what they're trying to do?
There's a flag on the play, though. Let me see what they call here. And it's a personal foul, face mask against the Red Tornadoes. This is a tough penalty to take this where they are right now. So the Rams pick up a big penalty, just as the Red Tornadoes had in the first period. And that will march the ball down to the Mount Carmel area 17-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Rams from Big Red 17, and the defense needs to stand up big here.
Well, you see what they're doing. Cuffy's been playing some aggressive football, and they're trying to tie him up with the motion man, tie him up and try to get the runner around to the outside. Straight dive.
Straight dive. The ball's going to be taken down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
Before anybody even touched him.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Rams. A big play here. He's got a straight I formation, and he hands it off to Greider. Big hole there as they went for the fake. Greider takes it to the 5, and that, I believe, yes, it is. That'll be a 1st down. It's now 1st and goal from the Red Tornado 5-yard line as the Rams have marched right back after the Tornadoes scored.
They're running an option play here. It's exactly what it is. They're faking it off guard to the lead back, and the quarterback, Kinney, is looking at the defense to see whether he should hand the ball off or not. That time he pulled the ball out and gave it to Greider.
Slimesland again in the split back formation now. He's got the fullback offset a little bit, and he'll hand it to Greider one more time, and this time Greider is going to be stopped. He did not even gain a yard on the play.
No, I think half of the defensive line's getting up.
Asenchak is down there.
Asenchak and
Bierster got off the pile there.
Bierster, Cuff.
So 2nd and 5 as there's no gain on the play for the Rams. And the Rams have now decided to call a timeout as they want to discuss their options here. There are 7 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the second quarter of a very tight ball game with the Rams knocking on the Red Tornado door. All right, the Rams have discussed all they want to discuss. They're getting ready to come out in the huddle now as he gets his last couple of seconds in there as the refs turn to him and say, let's go. So they'll line it up, 2nd and 5, 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Rams. And they'll come out in a power backfield now as it's Grider again, and this time Grider's going to get outside and go in. The hole was blocked by Cuff, but he stepped around Cuff. Cuff got pinched in. And the Rams have scored at the 7:20 mark. Score now 7-6 as the Rams will line up. And the Rams will, I'm guaranteeing you, going to line up in one of the more interesting. Here they go. You never know what they're going to do on their extra point attempts. You need to be very careful with them. And you notice you got to cover everybody too, as Kinney, the quarterback, is also the holder. Fisk, the fullback, is the kicker. But they can do all kinds of things, and I don't know why they keep looking to the sideline. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but he's going to call a timeout.
They're short a man. That's what the problem is. They're trying to get someone else back out on the field, and
they kept looking to the sideline and waving, and nobody was doing anything. So they are forcing the timeout. But you're right. There he comes now. He's trying to mingle his way in there and find out what happened. He's coming out. So the coach will come back out. Now the danger here is that they may go for 2. They have plenty of time now to talk about it, and the coach is walking out into the huddle, which normally would not happen to discuss an extra point attempt. But with this group, as you said, they can run the lonesome polecat. They can do anything. They are an innovative offense.
We have seen it. We had seen that last year. If you remember, we always questioned that, why do they always stand over there? And if you remember last year in the extra point, they did not run over to the strong side of the field. They came back over to the weak side where the wide receiver and his there must be a blocking back over here or whatever. There are 2 wide receivers on this side.
Now we got to see what they do here now as they go into the shift, and everybody's shifting around here a little bit. And they'll line back up, and we'll see if they still want to do the extra point. It looks like they do. So Fisk puts it up, and it is good. So the score now is tied 7-7 with 7:20 remaining in the first half as the Rams have answered the Red Tornadoes.
I couldn't see the coach doing anything other than kicking the extra point, especially at this time in the game. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. They have to tie the score up. I could see if it was later on in the game, fourth quarter or whatever, that they might pull a stunt here or pull a stunt there. But, he wants to keep in this game all the way.
So we'll get ready here to kick off. Wargo, Pilarski, and Ledkavich deep for the Red Tornadoes. And we'll see, it looks like it is. It's Grider does the kicking chores here, or at least the kick-off chores here. He's not the punter, I don't believe, but he does the kick-off chores. And he lets it loose, and it bounces on the ground, and it's live on the ground. The Tornadoes finally number 71 for the Red Tornadoes. Merarkey wisely covers the ball up as it bounced around a little bit. He covers it up at the Mount Carmel area, 37-yard line, where it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
And I don't think that was supposed to happen, because if you take a look even at the Wyalusing team as they were running down there, nobody was going for the ball at the center of the field as it was rolling around.
I think he tipped the top of it there instead of getting all of it, and surprised even his own group. That's why you're the kicking consultant here.
Yeah, but nobody consults me.
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay.
I actually pay attention in the kicking department here. We send Matsura up the middle. He stopped for a little gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 now for the Tornadoes as he picks up 2 hard yards on the play. And the Wyalusing defense is looking a little fired up here after the score.
Well, one thing that we had seen here, everybody had talked about this team being a running team, and they, in some of the articles that we have read, that they did throw the ball and when they needed to, and they were successful at doing that. And you can see in that series, he did mix it up, enough to keep us honest.
This time we got everybody coming around to the near side. They're trying to get Matsura, and Matsura dives underneath big number 73 down there for the Rams, and that's Johnson, one of the guys I talked about earlier in the game. Johnson and Stanton are the two big guys on the line. One of the guys, and I do not know the reason for this, at least I don't know it right this minute, but the guy that I talked about at the beginning of the game, Wolf, number 32, he is not playing. He is not playing on offense or on defense right now, and I don't know the reason for that. Obviously, there has to be either an injury or some other problem, because he was one of the main players on this group. And we fake it to Pilarski. We look downfield, and there we got Matsura on a nice catch over the 50-yard line in the Ram territory at the Ram 48-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. That was a nice pass, and a nice fake by the offense.
Yeah, there's some good movement in the backfield, and you know, that freezes everybody. You take a look at Pilarski coming over on the backside here. It sort of looked like it was going to be a fake. We get motion that way, but Dave picks out Matsura in the middle of the field and hits him for 11-yard pickup.
This time it goes to Pilarski, and he cuts it upfield, and a nice cut as he takes it inside the 45-yard line down to the Ram 42-yard line. And that was a nice play, a nice cut by Pilarski.
Yeah, and he did. That was the right move. Wyalusing has their defensive line has great lateral movement. In the first quarter, we had seen how they had strung Pilarski out, and that is the move that Jared has to make there. He has to decide early to cut it up behind his blockers.
This time, big number 51, Brown.
Look at this.
And
Look
Brown
at this.
pulls his way, and he's loose all the way down, and he's going to go out of bounds down at the Ram 8-yard line, but there you saw pure bull muscle.
That is exactly what that was. Take a look. Here it is coming right at you here. Number 51 makes some great hits there, puts his shoulder down, and we noticed that in the first quarter how Brown has really picked up. Dave has really picked up some experience here running the ball in the short number of games that he has, but the strength of Brown is what got him all the way down there.
1st and goal now from the 8 for the Red Tornadoes, as Shinsky pitches it to Pilarski, and he's asking Pilarski to get outside. Pilarski cuts it up, and he'll get down a 2. I'm looking at the 2 or 3. Let me see when he finally took a big hit as he went out of bounds. But
looks like about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, 2-yard line. So it's now 2nd and goal from the 2. A nice run by Pilarski. Took a big hit at the end of it. So it's going to be 2nd down now and 2. I'm saying the 2.
Yeah, it is like 2.5. Yeah, it's inside. It's in between the 2 and the 3.
That's not split hairs.
Okay.
Folks, it is getting colder out here by the minute. I will say that. This is old-time football weather now. As Shinsky brings him up, he's got everybody wide out to his left, but he goes right up the middle.
Oh, Michael.
And that is Lashinsky, number 45, on the touchdown, and he went in untouched.
Untouched. And again, they were looking for Pilarski to go to the outside. And take a look what that play does. Pilarski fakes to the left, gets a little bit of motion, and there are no linebackers there.
No.
Mike Lashinsky just bulls his way right over.
Wyalusing never even saw him.
Nope.
They never saw him come over. So Whitecamp comes in for the extra point attempt at the 4:44 mark of the 2nd quarter as the Red Tornadoes have surged ahead in this tight ball game, and he puts it up, and it is good. So the score now 14-7, Big Red over the Rams, and this game is everything we thought it would be, and then a little bit.
I'll tell you that the great blocking on the right side of that line. You got Swank in the center, you got Cuff and Bierster, and it was because of the great blocking on that side that opened up a hole that was very, very big. Mike Lashinsky just walks in for the 6 points.
So Whitecamp will get ready here as he talks to his group, get ready to tee it off. And he has done some great kickoffs here. He kicked it into the end zone last week. So now a little different weather conditions this week as compared to last week, as last week was absolutely a perfect evening for football. Tonight with the wind gusting back and forth, and you can see, as I look across, I can see at least the trees over there, and they're bending back and forth, so the wind is gusting right now again, and both flags are stiffened up there too. So he's going to be kicking into a crosswind from his left to right as he kicks. And this goes down, and that is that's number 23, Delaney, and Delaney had all kinds of problem with the ball, and he'll be pounded down at the 20-yard line.
Greco makes a great stop, and Damian Buggy, I mean, he had no chance whatsoever, and he's lucky he recovered that football because of the great coverage on the specialty team.
He was very lucky that time. Red Tornadoes are not the kind of team you want to play with the ball on a kickoff. They are a very good kick-covered team. So Kinney brings him up now. He'll have Fisk, it looks like, right in back of him in a standard I formation, and Grider in back of him. And this time he goes to Grider, and you're right, that is an option they're running. You're exactly correct. It's tough to see because it's not a spread out option much, but he fakes it to Fisk, and then he pulls it out of Fisk, and then he goes right to Grider, or he could keep it himself, depending on what he likes. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. It was a 4-yard gain by Grider. They run it very well.
They do, and they run it, and you take a look, and they say, you know, we noticed this at the beginning of the game. Take a look at the gaps in between the guards and the tackles, and they're opening up a natural hole there, you know, for the second man coming through.
This time he puts Grider in motion, and it doesn't matter because the Rams are in motion out there. The guy they left in the backfield went in motion as they were sending Grider, and that looked like it was going to be a pass play to Grider in the flat, the way they sent him out. That's the first we've seen that tonight. But nonetheless, it'll just be a 5-yard loss on the penalty, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Rams. Ball back inside their own 20-yard line at the 19. Kinney back to pass now. And he's looking downfield, and he just threw it way overthrew number 17 down there. The guy he was looking for was Cobb, but just wasn't close to him that time.
Yeah, Cobb, I think, was coming back to the inside, and the quarterback, Kinney, was looking for a sideline sort of pattern all the way down because that's exactly where the ball was going. And I think if Cobb would have been over there, that would have been a close play.
So it's 3rd and 11 now for the Rams. Ball at the 19 still. And this time he brings everybody up in what looks like a passing formation. He's got Fisk in the backfield. Grider kind of at that wing position. And he's looking at Grider, but now he's looking over in the sideline. And, oh, my goodness, Leonovich just barely didn't intercept that right at the Mount Carmel area sideline. He was trying to get a hold of number 47, Mensch, but he didn't, and now it is 4th down and 11, and the Rams will be forced to punt the ball to the Red Tornadoes, and the Red Tornadoes can expect to get some good field position on this punt.
Yeah, some good coverage, pass coverage that time, but also some great pressure by Coffey on the backside of Kinney.
The punter is number 73, Big Bill Johnson. He's a defensive end also, as he'll rip it. Oh, my goodness, when I say rip it, he did. He gets it out there to Wargo. Wargo had it bounce off his chest, and the Rams have recovered in Mount Carmel area territory at the Mount Carmel area 47-yard line. That was the bullet of a punt. Went right at Wargo. He never had a move, but just couldn't handle it as it bounced off his shoulder pads, hit the ground, and now the Red Tornadoes are back on defense.
That type of punt is very difficult to handle. It's a dead ball punt. The ball goes up, it doesn't rotate, it doesn't do anything, it just floats in the air. You know, it's not like a pass like you're used to catching a punt. You know, it's just one of those things that Wargo was not concentrating.
So they'll go right back to Grider now, and Grider's going to be brought down. And inside there, that's Matsura, who penetrates and brings Grider down. Grider pick up a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Rams at the Red Tornado 46. Here you see the replay, and you can see how fast Matsura is in that backfield and hitting Grider. Right there you see him. He fills the hole and trips him up. And actually, he barely picked a yard up. I'd go back saying it's 2nd and 10 to tell you the truth. This time we hand it to Grider inside, and Grider goes down. And that wasn't all Grider's fault. He won't pick up any yardage, but he also ran into the quarterback. That was a play that was kind of mixed up there for them.
And you don't know, you know, that type of play, especially at this time of the season, you don't know whether that's the halfback's fault or whether it's the quarterback's fault.
I don't know who was in the wrong slot, but they had an ugly handoff, and Grider got it back to the line of scrimmage, but it brings up 3rd down and 10 now from the Red Tornado 46. And he'll come out in an I formation with Fisk and Grider behind him. Red Tornadoes make their defensive shift right before they get down, and they are going to pass the ball. He leaves Grider in for help, and this time it's intercepted. Intercepted down there now. They're going to say it hit the ground. I'm going to say it didn't. That's Leonovich. That was an interception by anybody else's mind. We'll see if we have a replay of it, and let's get a good look before I make my final call.
Okay, here we go.
There it comes right at you.
Right there.
Watch it carefully, slow motion. Ball's coming down.
No, he can't.
No, it's inconclusive, but what the heck. So the Rams are forced to punt now on a 4th and 10, but this time the Red Tornadoes will have poor field position, but at least they have stopped the Rams as the big guy lets it rip again, and it bounces right in front of Leonovich, and it's going to drop dead at the 4-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. And so far, Big 73 has done some good kicking in the kicking game. Johnson.
Yeah, they're not the greatest. I'll tell you what, they're not up there high or whatever, but they're low. They're line drives, and those are the types of punts, again, that are very difficult to handle. They're not easy. Well, Tornadoes have a little bit of work cut out for them now, starting from the 4-yard line.
It's Matsura in motion, but he'll hand it right up the middle. And that's the big fullback, Brown, carrying as he pounds it up. He pounds it up over the 5-yard line, all the way out to the 8-yard line.
Again, running.
I'm sorry, not the 8-yard line. We're at, no, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, the 13-yard line. It's 2nd and 1.
They're going right over Cuff on that play. The last couple times they've run over Cuff and Bierster and Swank on that side of the line, and really doing some great blocking over there.
And Matsura in motion, but this time we go back to pass on a 2nd and 1, and he looks for Medalis, and he's got him. Medalis out at the 29-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes as they come out of a deep hole there and get themselves some field position now at the 29-yard line. That was a nice look combination.
At Matt Medalis. Sets up very nice on the hook and covered very, very strong by number 17 there. Hit as soon as he had got the ball.
First down now as Shinsky brings him up, and he's going to let Pilarski, as Pilarski scoots upfield, and he's free there. He heads over to Wyalusing sideline. He's down the sidelines. He'll be brought out of bounds down there by Cobb, but not before he picks up big yardage all the way out to the Red Tornado 47-yard line, where again it's 1st and 10 as the Red Tornadoes are clicking on offense.
Yeah, take a look. Bierster really did a nice job there in blocking everybody out. Took the defensive linebacker and the defensive end out of the play completely for Pilarski Jarrett to step up through there and get to the outside.
The big guy in the backfield now, and he's going to just help out in pass protection. Ashinsky's got all day to throw. He's throwing into double coverage down there, and Cobb, number 17, breaks it up. He was trying to get Pilarski, but there was no way. He was just well covered by 2 people. Cobb is a real big guy down there. He's a tall, rangy one. He gets his hand up there and blocks it. 33 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Shotgun formation, and Shinsky looks downfield, and he's got Medalis down. Medalis steps out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Coach Brennan wants a flag down there, but he doesn't get it. He felt that he was hit as he was out of bounds, and actually I think he pretty much was, but we'll see the replay where because he steps out of bounds on his own. He doesn't need any help here. He's not trying to be tackled, and now you're going to see right there, and that pretty much on a good day would have been a flag.
Medalis again, doing some great receiving on the sidelines, making sure he has the ball before he steps out of bounds and kills the clock.
Oh my goodness, he's got Matsura down there, and Matsura is open.
Great play by Matsura. Steve Matsura wide open, but the key there was Matsura caught the ball. He could have turned back into the inside if he wanted to. Did not. He turned left and stepped out of bounds to kill the clock with 20 seconds left in this quarter.
Yeah, Cobb was covering him, and Cobb didn't react to the ball where Matsura looked at it, had to turn a little bit, and actually came back a little bit. You'll see Cobb never does. Cobb was just playing the guy and couldn't react fast enough. So a big play by the Red Tornadoes. They put the ball down at the Ram 15-yard line where it's 1st and 10 with 20 seconds remaining. As Shinsky lines him up once again, and he goes back to pass. He's got excellent position. We're going to go for, I think, a screen pass originally, but that was all said and done. I believe he was trying to get a screen pass out.
Yeah, it sort of looked like Matsura was trying to set up in the center of the field there. He set up the block first and then just released.
I'm not sure why he didn't throw it. I'm not sure what stopped him from throwing it into the screen. It looked like he had it set up there. Coach Brennan, as the Red Tornadoes would call a timeout with 11 seconds left, Coach Brennan runs into the huddle, but I wasn't sure what he was looking at there. I don't
know either.
Part of the problem was that Wyalusing didn't rush. They kind of stood their ground, almost thinking that they knew it was a screen. But when they finally did, I thought that opened it up a little bit. But by that time, he may have been on the move already, and you couldn't, because it's the one thing that's hard to do is find the guy you're trying to throw to in the screen. And you got a bunch of guys with red jerseys there, and you're trying to find the smallest guy usually, and you're trying to hit him with it. So not as easy as you would think when you're looking into a pile of guys, and plus you got 3 or 4 guys trying to kill you. So I got one more play, possibly two, depending how quickly they can do this. And they're trying to get in position for a field goal right now.
That is correct. They're trying to get the ball out of bounds to kill the clock or to call a timeout, but keep the ball definitely in the center of the field.
Shinsky's in that shotgun. He'll send Matsura in motion. And this time he's heavily rushed, steps up, and he's got Matsura, and Matsura was double covered and just couldn't hold on at the last second down there as it falls incomplete with 5 seconds now remaining. And they're going to do it one more time here as Shinsky was very close to a touchdown pass. No, they're going to try a field goal.
Yeah. And I don't blame them. This is
how long is this going to be?
Where is the ball?
The ball's sitting at the 22-yard line.
22, be back around the 37-yard field goal.
So Whitecamp,
39.
Andy Whitecamp, number 9, will step in and attempt a 39-yard field goal for the Red Tornadoes with 5 seconds remaining here in the first half, and he puts it up, and it's not going to get there. It doesn't. It falls just.
At this time, we would like to recognize the 2001-2002 senior members of the Mount Carmel Area High School Band and their parents. Our first senior is Ashley Curran. Ashley is drum major of the marching band, a member of the Blues Section Symphonic Band. She is the band vice president and has been in the band for 5 years. She is escorted by her parents, Joseph and Rosemary Curran. Our next senior is Tammy Ernst. Tammy is drum major of the marching band, a member of the clarinet section and symphonic band. She is the band secretary and has been in the band for 5 years. She is escorted by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Lynn Ernst. Next is Nick Udale. Nick is a member of the tuba section and has been in the band for 5 years. He is escorted by his parents, Deb and Tony Udale. Next is Megan Houlihan. Megan is a member of the trumpet section and has been in the band for 5 years. Also a member of the trumpet section is Melissa Houlihan. She is the band historian and has been in the band for 5 years. They are escorted by their parents, Charlene and Tom Houlihan. Next is Michael Main. Michael is a member of the trumpet section and has been in the band for 5 years. He is escorted by his parents, Ann and Jim Main. Next is Morgan Narkevich. Morgan is a member of the baritone section. She's the band librarian and has been in the band for 2 years. She is escorted by her parents, Jolene Red and Mark Narkevich. Next is Christina Petroskevich. Christina is a member of the flute section. She is the band's librarian and has been in the band for 6 years. She is escorted by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Peter Petroskevich. Our next senior is Janin Polkovich. Janin plays keyboard in the marching band. She is a member of the saxophone section and symphonic band. She is the band's president and has been in the band for 5 years. She is escorted by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. John Polkovich. Our next senior is Tracy Strohecker. Tracy is a member of the color guard and reserve guard. She is the color guard captain, a member of the flute section of the Symphonic Band, and she has been in the band for 5 years. She is escorted by her mother, Karen Strohecker. Our last senior is Jessica Zarco. Jessica is a member of the pit percussion section, a member of the saxophone section Symphonic Band, and has been in the band for 5 years. She is escorted by her parents, Paula and Frank Amorose. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior members of the Mount Carmel Area High School Band.
Okay, gang, we're back here to start this second half of play in this very riveting District 4 2A matchup, and we're going to have the stats from that first half now from Jose via Wayne.
I'll tell you what. Boy, can Jose ride quick down there.
Can he?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's I guess because it's cold out. I have no idea. On the rushing side for the Tornadoes, again, as Jose said, looked very crisp, very sharp tonight on the blocking end of it. In the rushing department, 23 carries for 143 yards. Pilarski, 11 carries for 70 yards. Brown, 5 for 53 tonight. Matsura, 3 for 25, and Lashinsky, 2 for 7. In the passing department, and I'll tell you, Dave is having another outstanding game. We've seen, about 4 in a row now. He's just doing a super job. 6 of 9 for 77 yards. And we see those pinpoint passings to Medalis on the sideline, stopping the clock, and some great passing. And again, Medalis 4 for 42 yards, and Matsura 2 for 35 yards. 11 first downs for the Tornadoes. On the Wyalusing side, 18 carries for 66 yards, passing 2 of 8 for 26, and 6 first downs. And although that, you're talking 66 to 92 yards total offense, the score certainly 14-7, is not indicative of what the defense is doing, on the field. One side note, and of course, Jose, the man of all
many side notes.
Yes, many side notes. Dave Shinsky, and like I said, he's been just having an outstanding season here. 197 completions so far in his career, 3,035 yards. 3 more receptions for Dave puts him at 200, and he now falls as the 4th quarterback in the career, in the history of Mount Carmel, to pass, first of all, for over 3,000 yards, and he's done that, and to hit 200 receptions. Paczynski, Higgins, and Rupp are the gentlemen that he's in there with on such a career note so far.
Not bad. Ledkavich on the kickoff return. He brings it up to the Mount Carmel area 42-yard line on the fine return, and the Mount Carmel area will take 1st and 10 there from that point as they lead this game 14-7 at the start here of the 3rd quarter of play. We'll see what adjustments were made here at halftime. As we go back to pass immediately, we look and get Medalis, and he'll take it over to midfield stripe into Ram territory at the Ram 49-yard line. Going to bring up
nice,
go ahead.
Just a nice short pass to the flat there. This is the kickoff. I got the wrong play up there on the replay, but Dave Shinsky just some nice control on the ball, 2 steps back, throws it out onto the flat, and it's a safe pass for Medalis.
So 2nd and 2 now for the Red Tornadoes, and he goes to the big guy, and he pounds his. Look at him. He just says, "Look at this." All the way down to the Wyalusing 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes, and Brown is a wrecking crew on offense right now.
That's exactly what Jose said as we were sitting down there. A few of the comments we were talking about was how Brown has carried the ball tonight and you know, just punishing people, as Jose said, as he carried the ball down, you know, in our end zone. Then again for the long carry down to about the 5-yard line.
He's got Pilarski and Lashinsky in a split backfield now, and he's going to give it to Pilarski. Pilarski's got some guys out in front of him. He makes that turn again.
Nice.
And he's still going. And he'll take it down inside the Ram 30-yard line down to the 29-yard line, where again it will be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes, and they are pounding that Ram defense right now.
Yeah, take a look here, and Jared came out fired up at halftime at the beginning of this, right before the kickoff. He's jumping around, and take a look at the nice cut there, and that's what Jared has to do. And 47 misses the tackle, and Jared just scooting around the end.
High formation, Lashinsky in front of Pilarski, and we'll pass it again and again. We look to Dallas. He looks to make that play, and he'll take it down over the 25-yard line down to the 24-yard line. Number 45, Niles Putnam, for the Rams on the stop. It'll be a 5-yard gain and bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the Red Tornadoes.
Again, moving, you know, coach is making some great play calling tonight. You know, different, just mixing it up. Running to the left side with Pilarski and then coming back again to Medalis on the right. You know, Brown in the backfield now.
And this time we go to Matsura, and Matsura takes it down to the 20-yard line, and he will be about a half a yard short of that 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and less than 1 for the 1st.
Same play, same setup. You know, straight dive play that we've seen a couple times here to Dave Brown. Holds the linebackers on the dive play, and of course we give it to Medalis, or to Matsura running off on the left side.
We come up with that power backfield with Brown in there, along with Matsura, but Brown. And
look at that. Oh, fumbled the ball. And
but he still picks up the 1st down. I'll tell you what, Grider, 22, held on to him, and that was a touchdown if he let him go.
Yep. He grabbed on around the shoulders. Take a look at 51. Take a look at Brown. Look at Kreider coming in, hits him. Look at, almost slips off, slides down and grabs an ankle.
Yep.
And if he didn't grab that ankle, Brown was gone for another score.
So Brown almost unstoppable, at least in short yardage situations and in some big yardage situations for the Red Tornadoes tonight, as we line up 1st and 10, ball on the 16-yard line of the Rams. Matsura in motion, and we look that way. And he double pumps it. He sends it in the end zone. And just behind Medalis. Medalis looking for a flag, but it's not going to happen inside the end zone. Good coverage by the Rams, as they had 2 guys on him, and they were flushing Dave out of the pocket a little bit as he was on the move. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, Dave had the presence. He did pop up inside the pocket, and that's, he got pressure coming from the outside, and you know, that shows some experience on Dave's part. Instead of trying to step to the outside, take a look. He steps up to the inside and throws the ball.
Actually, when you look at it that way, it may have been interference. It was not behind him. He just came over the top of him. On the replay, that looked a little bit more like interference than it was. Matsura with the ball, and Matsura takes it down, and he'll set the ball down at the 12-yard line for the Red Tornadoes.
You know, in the first half, and again, you know, it's just a cat and mouse game, you know, back and forth. In the first half, we saw that most of the running was on Bierster and Cove side. Now all of a sudden we're running over on the other side, John Skinner and Marshall Merarkey over there on the left-hand side, and they're doing just as good a job as what the other 2 were doing in the first half.
Pilarski in motion, but he turns to the other side to look for the pass play. He throws it into the end zone, and it's broken up down there by number 12 for the Rams. That's John Hugo, and he's a cornerback. Came in to break the pass up. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5. Ball sitting at the 11, and I believe we may see the field goal attempt again. As we do, they're going to attempt the field goal as Whitecamp trots it onto the field. So they're going to line up. Shinsky's the holder in this situation as Whitecamp gets himself set. And they'll try it another time here as he puts it up. And this time he's no good. I thought it was. I didn't see that one go wide. But it's no good. That will leave the score Mount Carmel area 14, the Rams 7. You see.
He did. He pushed it
pushed it over the edge of the bar.
Goalpost.
That was pretty close, though.
That was very close to it. The problem was there that Whitecamp had lost his footing, and when you lose your footing, especially coming in, in a soccer-style kicker like that, it does have a tendency. It will push the ball to the right.
So the Red Tornadoes take over on defense here for the first time here in the second half at the 8-minute mark, as the Rams are on offense now. And Kinney hands it to Greider coming the other way. Greider tries to get around Cuff, and Cuff actually made a great recovery, although they're going to say that he touched his face mask. That's exactly what they're going to call as Cuff reached around. That's what he got a hold of for a second. Take a look at Cuff as he's being blocked.
Yeah, we'll see here.
He's going to reach out, and you're going to see his hand. And see, see, he just does catch his hand. You see the head go down a little bit.
It's a
now that's a 5-yarder only, so it is incidental as even the referee saw that. But there's no question there's some booing on the Mount Carmel area side here, but he did actually touch his face mask, and no matter what you do, if you touch it, that's going to be a penalty. So 2nd and 1 now for the Rams. And they go right up the middle. I'm sorry, they don't. It's a pass. And he was trying to hit Cobb, number 17. A nice fake on the plays. I thought they went right up the middle, but Kinney dropped back there to pass. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 now for the Rams, as they had a down to play with there, and they did.
See, take a look at Matsur. Steve Matsur coming in, putting some pressure on Kinney, the quarterback. And again, Kinney, looking at that pressure, releases the ball entirely too early, and it is overthrown.
Well, I think the thing we notice here, and I'll get back to this as soon as this play is over with their passing game, as Kinney lines up with a split backfield on a 1-yard play here. And this time he goes right into the middle. I think he gave it to Greider, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to pick up the 1st down as he crosses the 30-yard line. Just over the 30-yard line will be 1st and 10. But the point I wanted to make about their passing game, as we had said before, now they have attempted more passes than we had thought they would, certainly in this game. But the thing we notice is the short passing game is fairly crisp. Right. When he passes long, it is not. They do not have a good long passing game. He's under pressure, and the problem with the long passing game, from what I can tell, is that they don't pass block real well, and we're pressuring them.
Not only that is that they do not have the speed in their receivers to get downfield and to get to the open position either.
So 1st and 10, just at the 30-yard line. If we pitch it to Greider, and Greider's trying to get outside of Buggy, he does, but Matsura trips him up. It's a gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. And here you see it coming right at you from that end zone camera. And you see him make the turn there. He just barely got past Buggy as Buggy turned him inside. And that's exactly what you want. You need Buggy to turn him, and he did. And then Matsura cleaned it up for him. Second down and 8, as I said, as the Rams come up, and Kinney's got him there. He's got a split backfield with the fullback was right behind him as he goes back to pass, and this time it's batted down.
Brown gets his big paw up there, number 51.
Big Dave.
And blocks that pass. The receiver was open. It was just a quick, short pass over to center coming from the left side here, but I'll tell you what, the quarterback never even saw Brown get up in the air. Look at how high Brown gets up and blocks that ball.
It's 3rd and 8 now for the Rams as they come up, and Brown's kind of taking this game personally, I think,
yes, he
for
is.
some reason or another.
He's certainly come to play some football tonight.
So Kinney brings his motion on Wyalusing and that was actually the problem with that is they don't run motion much, and that time they ran it from the far outside as they were trying to bring that split end all the way back towards them, and I think one of their own guys caught it out of the corner of their eye and started to move him. But it'll bring up now 3rd and 13 for the Rams, and unusual in that they had split one right and split one left there, but they were trying to bring that right side guy back towards them and just kind of drew them off there. This time, they only have one guy split, and he split out to the right side. There's a wing back who comes downfield, And Kinney's in trouble as he lets it rip down there, and Cobb dropped it right along the sideline. How Cobb got ever close to it, I'm not sure, but he dropped it as he hit the sideline, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And big number 73 will get back in that punt formation for the Rams. See Kinney here under pressure, Wayne, as they're trying to pin him to the sideline.
Take a look. Just about everybody was chasing him on the sidelines, but
that Cabbage actually may have touched that as it went by, and that's why Cobb couldn't get a hold of it. So the Rams will punt. And they've had some pretty good plays in their punts. This time Leonowicz, it bounces right in front of him, and probably wanted to pick that up. That's one he had enough time probably, and he'll learn that. But that's one he probably wanted to get picked up and start moving with a little bit. Somehow or other, big number 73, Johnson, is fooling us with those punts. We've not done well with him tonight.
Well, it's either one high punt and everything else has been low. The other thing is you take a look. Cuff was very, very close, and he's been close all season long to blocking a punt. He's putting that much pressure on. Tonight, the very first punt, he almost gets a hand on it, and what they've done now is they've double-teamed him.
Okay. Red Tornadoes start 1st and 10 from their own 32. That's Pilarski, and Pilarski's up over the 30. Oh,
and
he's still rolling as he takes it up to the 39-yard line for a 7-yard gain. That's hard running by Pilarski.
Yeah, Pilarski was hit very hard on the 35-yard line, and that's where Warren thought the ball was going to end up at.
I thought he was going down, yeah.
And all of a sudden, he picks up.
Wait. Look where they put the ball. So apparently they saw the same thing I did. And I'm not sure how that happened, but they moved the ball back. So it's a pickup of 4, not 7, and brings up 6, not 7. It brings up a 2nd and 4. But that was an odd placement there, unless they must have blown the whistle and blew the play dead as Matsura comes in motion towards us, and Pilarski has it again. And this time
man,
Pilarski,
look at that swarm.
And Pilarski just ducked behind the whole group with him, and he'll take it up for a 1st down at the Red Tornado 43-yard line.
Now again, as I said, in the first half we're running to the right side. Now all of a sudden, but not only did we run to the left side that time, but the right side of the offensive line decided, well, you're not going to run my way. I'm going to come over and block for you guys also.
Yeah, he had a train going there.
He had everything going on that side.
So 1st and 10, the Red Tornadoes looking very good on offense, although only leading by 7 in a 14-7 score. This time Lashinsky, and he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 as the Rams surge through the middle of the line that time and stop Lashinsky. In fact, he may drop about a half a yard on the play.
That defensive line pinched in that time. They might have smelled what the play was.
Yeah, they guessed the play out a little bit that time.
They guessed the play.
And a lot of time, that's what it is. It's a guessing game. It's pretty much like me trying to, decide who carries the ball. It's a guessing game.
And a number.
Same thing. I can understand it perfectly.
That's what's scary.
Pilarski now, he heads to the sideline over there, and he makes the turn, and he'll be hit right at the 47-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. Bring up a 3rd down now and about 8. Or a long 7, whichever one you prefer. But either way, long yardage on 3rd down for the Red Tornadoes as the big tight end Yasenchak piles into the lineup, and he has to play with them. Back to pass goes Dave. He's got more time than he can dream of, but now he's going to be hit. And he laterals it back, and that's
Bierster.
Bierster takes it over the 50-yard line into Ram territory at the Ram 49. This one I hope we see again, because this was, here we go.
A little bit too far away. I'll tell you what, I can see Coach down there now with the eraser.
Here he comes. Look at him. He's coming right at you here. Look at the hit he puts on Cobb.
Did you see what he did? He covered the ball up.
He buries Cobb at the 49, but the Red Tornadoes either way are going to be forced to punt here with 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. As Shinsky will let it rip. And he puts a dandy up there. That's Greider, and Greider in trouble instantly as he caught the ball. That's Cuff was all over him instantly as he caught the ball, so no gain on the run back, and the Rams are sitting back at their 17-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10.
Grider was lucky that time. He watched that. That was an excellent punt by Dave Shinsky. Got the ball up very high. And as we stated a number of times, that when the ball's up that high, the man receiving the punt is now thinking to himself, what the heck is going on downfield, because I'm looking up in the air. And Grider, he just about dropped that ball. He bobbled it a little bit.
So Kinney lines him up in a straight I formation this time. And he's going to hand it to Grider. And Grider's going to be brought down by Ledkavich. The ball's on the ground, and the Red Tornadoes have recovered it. Ledkavich was all over him and dragging him down as the ball popped out. And I don't know who came up with it. I don't know if it was Ledkavich or not. It may have been. But Ledkavich caused the fumble. Whether he recovered or not, I'm not sure. There was a pretty good pile down there. But the Red Tornadoes back on offense at the Ram 22-yard line.
The one that caused it was Leonovich, number 41, came in. Buggy had the tackle made. Leonovich comes over and hits the ball out with his helmet. And I don't know whether Ledkavich picked it up or not, number 2.
So the Red Tornadoes now in an I formation for Shinsky on that first down play. He's got Lashinsky in back of him, and he goes to Pilarski, and Pilarski had himself a hole there.
Oh, nice.
And he'll take it over the 15-yard line and put it down probably right around the 15 where he set it down, right at the 15-yard line.
John Skinner and Marshall Merarkey putting a big hole in that left side of the line. There's a play there. We fake going to the right. The motion goes to the right with Mike Lashinsky. It sort of sucks the linebacker over out of position a little bit. And, of course, Pilarski going right through the hole.
This time Brown, and Brown will pick up the first down as he drags everybody down to about the 10-yard line. I'll see where they put the ball at exactly to decide what it is. He's just outside the 10-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from just outside it, I believe. Well, let me see where they put that final marker down. If they leave it standing up, it's 1st and goal, and they are leaving it stand up, so it's not 1st and goal. It is 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. And now they don't. Now they lay them down.
It's on the mark.
It's 1st and goal from the 10.
Look at Brown.
And now it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 4.
There's a run right there. If Dave would have kept his head up a little bit and watched what was going on, he did run over the tackle and the linebacker on the left-hand side, and he keeps his head up. He could have kicked to the outside a little bit, and that was a definite score for Dave again.
So ball now just at the 5-yard line, where it's 2nd and goal from the 5. The Red Tornadoes pounding on the door again, and this time they dearly like to put some points up. Brings Matsura in motion, and this time it's Pilarski. And Pilarski's not going to gain much as he barely gets over the 5-yard line. He'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
I don't know if there's a...
I don't know what that is. You think laying on the ground there, just a piece of paper there. The Red Tornadoes do not want to walk away from this opportunity. They've been down close. There's 46 seconds left here in the 3rd period. They'd like to put some points on the board here. They've been down there too often now and not scored. And this time it's Brown, and Brown's not going to do it. He'll pick up a yard on the play. The ball's going to get set down at the 4-yard line, where it'll be 4th down and goal from the 4. And we'll see what the Red Tornadoes decide they want to do this time.
I think
and they're not going to go
for it this time.
Yep. But Ledkavich comes out, and I believe Medalis will come in. And I believe we're going to wait for the quarter is what's going to happen. There's only 8 seconds left, so the quarter change is going to come here. We'll get ready to start this 4th quarter with the Red Tornadoes down on the 4-yard line of the Rams on a 4th down call. Red Tornadoes will have some time to decide what they want to do here. Gives me a chance once again to remind you that this is WKMC TV, broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel area. We are an instructional fixed television service, and you catch us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on Channel 13, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System. Remember, WKMC TV is live in the mornings at 7:30 of every school day Tune in to Channel 13, and you will hear all there is to hear about Martin Carmel Area High School. That's right. There's an R in it now.
Yes.
Any problems with that?
No.
Excellent.
No.
Still can't get over what Joe did at Supper Club. We had 8 players with us, 2 cheerleaders, and most importantly, last night we had the TV crew with us. And if there's anybody who deserves a night with the Supper Club, it was the TV crew. And everything was going great. We're having a nice night until Joe ate the entire plate of bread when I wasn't looking. And things, naturally went downhill from there.
And I'll tell you what, when anybody eats your bread.
Well, things got ugly, I mean, what am I going to do? Now, he claims that McGinley helped him, and I think that might have happened too. But I think he was the mastermind of the entire bread incident. All right, we'll get ready to go here as we open up the 4th quarter here with the Red Tornadoes going to go for it on a 4th and goal from the 4. They have the power backfield up there with Pilarski in the back, and they pitch it to Pilarski, and they're going to let Pilarski try to get around there. And I don't think he's going to get it in, and he doesn't, as the Rams turn the Red Tornadoes away at the 1-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, what it did. Number one, Pilarski makes a good move by cutting it up inside and gives himself the opportunity to score. Gets it down to the 1-yard line, but if anything, now the defense has, Wyalusing trapped back on the 1, and Wyalusing now has to make some very good plays to dig themselves out of a hole.
Coach Brennan was not happy that they didn't put it in. He was angry on the sidelines. He felt that we should have been able to score there, and he has the same worry we all do now. We're letting them stick around here with a 7-point lead only, and that can come back and bite us before the end of this game. And they do a straight quarterback sneak there, trying to just gain some yardage with Kinney carrying the ball. They're trying to move it away from the goal line a little bit, and they did a little. They moved it out to the 2. So it'll bring 2nd and 9 from the 2 now. They're just trying to get some room down there to operate a little bit. They understand how dangerous the situation is for them also. And they'd like to at least get 1 first down out of there so they don't have to kick out of their own end zone.
Well, the other thing is if we can force them to punt, we will pick up some good field position here also, and even to run the clock out.
This time he's going to hand it off. He hands it to Greider. Greider trying to work some yards there, and Greider actually does. He brings it up to the 7-yard line, where it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Rams.
Greider, a good hard runner. You take a look there, bottleneck up in the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden he squirts out, and you think you have him back there, and he's picking up 4 yards for them.
Big 3rd down play for the Red Tornadoes. They want to stop the Rams right here and make them punt. He goes to Greider again, and Greider may have done it. In fact, he did. He picks up the 1st down, and that's what they needed. We were not able to stop him down there. So the Rams now have a 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line with 10 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the ball game. This is a game where just what we talked about happened. We ran up and down this field. We have dominated them on offense, yet we could not put the ball in the end zone. And hence, we lead only by 7 at 14-7 here in the 4th quarter. Greider again, and he'll be brought down by Brown at the about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Brown and Yusenchak come in and make the hit. Brown makes a good move, makes a move to the left, comes through the gap, and picks up Greider as soon as he comes through.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and a long 7 for the Rams as time continues to play a factor now on the Rams sideline here. Under 10 minutes at 9:38, and Kinney brings them up. He's got Greider as the main back there, and he will go again to Greider.
Fumble.
The ball's on the ground again, and the Red Tornadoes. And that's Yusenchak this time. Yep.
You could see, I'll tell you what, Vincey makes a great move here because the offensive formation was foretelling where they were going to run the ball. Look at the power, and it's got to come to Greider over to this right-hand side, and Matsura makes the hit.
Greider never really had it,
no,
though.
He didn't.
He was barely hanging on as Matsura hit him, and Yusenchak picked it up. So now the ball on the 15-yard line, and once again, the Red Tornadoes have it 1st and 10, deep in Ram territory. And they go to Matsura, and Matsura will pick up 5 yards down to the 10 where it's 2nd and 5.
Some good motion in the backfield. You got Pilarski moving to the right, and you know, as soon as we get down inside the 10-yard line, everybody's looking, and in fact, Wyalusing's defense is looking for Pilarski to run to the flag, get the ball on a pitch out. This time we run Pilarski to the right, but we come back to the left on a misdirection play with Matsura for a 5-yard gain.
This time it's Pilarski.
Oh,
Pilarski all the way down, and he'll be good for the 1st down at the 3, where it's 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for the Red Tornadoes.
Take a look at the pull here by number 69. Coffey coming across and opens up a hole. Some great blocking there by John Skinner. And take a look at 71, Marshall Malarkey downfield, also picking up a block.
You couldn't even see the guy that Cuff pulled. He pushed him right out of the view there. As you saw it coming right at you there as the Red Tornadoes line up at the 3-yard line now. 1st and goal, and it's the big guy Brown, and this time he takes it in. And finally, the Red Tornadoes have capitalized here on great field position, and just like that at the 8:24 mark here of the ball game, it is Mount Carmel area 20, and the Rams 7, and Whitecamp's coming in to tee it up for the extra point attempt.
Again, running to the left here. Take a look at the hole, but nobody's stopping Brown on a 3-yard run from, you know, right dead center in the field. And
well, the fake froze the linebackers for a second as Pilarski looked like he was going to take it around the end again. And they had that 1 second that they paused was enough for Brown to pound it past them. This time, Andy puts it up high, and it's good. So the score now at the 8:24 mark of the game, Mount Carmel area 21, and the Rams of Wyalusing 7.
Well, again, the defense has come through, and we, you know, at the beginning of the game, we knew that the defense needed to step it up a little bit, flex some muscles, especially with Wyalusing here, because you know darn well, you know, if we get by next week, we're going to see Wyalusing again.
He caught me dancing for a second there, and I was really just trying to get some blood back in my feet.
Is that what it was?
That's what he did. He caught me on a little bit of a move there, and he was shocked at how mobile I was up here. Joe was shocked.
See, you call that dancing. I thought you were wavering and going to fall over on me.
Well, I was either dancing or I had a small seizure. I mean, either way. Okay, it works. All right, Whitecamp gets ready to pop it down there. I don't know why you have to be so critical of everything. It hurts me. This is going to head down short, and it bounces right in front of number 47, Mensch. And Mensch is murdered there at the, let's say the 37-yard line of the Rams, where they'll take it over 1st and 10 now, down 2 touchdowns.
Well, it sort of gives you a little bit of breathing room now. You know, as we said, Wyalusing hasn't done too much. The defense has certainly completed exactly what their goal was tonight. And, you know, as we look at the stats at the first half, Wyalusing didn't have, you know, what did they have, 97 yards total offense, but still in the game. You know, and it's a type of team that you cannot, you cannot let go. And as we sat down and talked about it at halftime with Jose, as he said, they're a little bit more well-rounded team than what we're used to seeing.
Right. Now, remember, they're also missing their starting fullback and starting linebacker in Wolf. We do not know whatever happened with him, but he never got into the game tonight. Ryder trying to get around the end, and Yasenchak says, no, never, as he's going to be drugged down there, either right at the line of scrimmage or for a slight loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Rams.
Some good defensive movement there, you know, on the right side of the line. Some stun play to give Vincey, you know, that burst to get through the line to make the tackle.
So Kinney will bring him up here in a 2nd and 10. Got a straight I formation now with Grider as the tailback. And he hands it on an inside handoff to the wingman, and Yasenchik eats it alive. He gave it to Mensch, and Mensch ran into a wall as Yasenchik had stepped through the hole and was standing there. It's a loss on the play, and it's a big one, a 3-yard loss, bringing up 3rd and 13 now as Yasenchik just completely exploded that play in the Rams' faces.
Now we see number 87 playing that right tackle position now, Rich Greco.
And Kinney's going to go back to pass, and he is hit by Cuff, and he threw it right at Leonovich. He was trying to get Mensch as Mensch came down the sideline, but Mensch was covered. Actually, Mensch was covered short and long on the play with Leonovich on the long coverage and nearly intercepted it. But it brings up, more importantly, a 4th down now, and big number 73, Johnson's going to have to punt it, and that's not what they wanted to do with 7 minutes remaining here in the ball game.
I'll tell you, Kinney got up a little bit slow that time. Cuff on the backside making a hit, and really let up a little bit when he saw that he released the ball.
So this one's going to go right. He has an uncanny way of bouncing it right in front of us, and I don't know how he does that, but he gets it right in front of us. The ball bounces down to the Mount Carmel area 37-yard line, where the Red Tornadoes will take it over, 1st and 10. And the two guys, I think even they're wondering how the heck he's managing to bounce it in front of them like that. So the Red Tornadoes now not as importantly worried about getting in the end zone as they are worried about just grinding some time off the old clock. And the more time they grind, the better shot they have of winning this very, very important District 4 matchup, as the Rams have come in at number 1. But that may change. Pilarski now, and Pilarski sprinting to the Mount Carmel area sideline. He has the corner.
Look at the speed.
Oh, he is fun to watch as he takes it over midfield into Ram territory at the Ram 47-yard line.
Okay, take a look at Jarrett on that play. He had no blockers in front of him at all, and it was just pure speed for him to get himself around the corner. Right here, take a look. He's running right at the camera. He has to get by 47 and number 12, the corner man.
And the thing I liked, a little subtle thing you noticed in that play, he got the handoff, he glanced at the line of scrimmage, he saw what was happening, and in a split second, he said, I'm going to take it for the end. He put his head down and he ran, and that's what you got to do. That little indecision somebody would have caught him. But I like that he made that call so quickly. Matsura is going to get buried in there by big number 78, Chris Hart, the left defensive tackle. And we're going to lose 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
There haven't been too many plays tonight that the defense for Wyalusing has stopped us for a loss.
No, not at all. This time he came free right away. And he was all over Matsura.
I think it was just misassignment. I think the offensive line tonight from end to end has just done an outstanding job blocking tonight.
I agree. Yes, I think they did too. We'll put Matsura in motion this time. And we'll give it to Pilarski up the middle. Pilarski's got some room.
And still going.
Still going there, and he'll take it down to the Wyalusing 42-yard line on a nice, tough run by Pilarski. It's going to bring up 3rd down now. And I'm going to say 3rd down and 5.
Wyalusing doesn't make much of put much pressure on the line. And take a look. Every lineman for the Tornadoes 6-7 yards down the field still blocking yet.
Well, that was the one thing that was talked about. Again, one of the things talked about last night was whether they could match up physically, and that at the end of a tight game they would start to wear down. So Shinsky looks over there. He's got Yasenchak, and it's nearly intercepted, broken up by number 12 down there, and that's John. Steps back into punt formation. No pressure. Kicks it high and short as he kicked it out of bounds off the side of his foot that time. And we'll see where are they putting it down at? I'm not sure where they're putting it at. Actually, it's going to be put down at the 36-yard line of the Rams, I guess.
No, 41.
Who's putting what down? There he is. All right, so the ball will be set down at the 41-yard line of the Rams. There's 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Rams are down 21-7, and this is about as critical as an offensive series is going to get for them. Kinney will line him up there as he gets under center as they finally blow the field of play ready to go. He's got a split backfield with Greider and number 44 back there, the fullback, Fisk. Goes inside to Greider, and Greider is buried down there. He'll pick up a yard on the play, but he is buried in there. You're seeing Yasenchak, Brown,
Bierster.
That whole middle down there hit Greider and brought him down. So it'll bring up, actually it'll give them 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
And again, you can see the defensive line just stiffening up, especially in the later part of the 3rd quarter and now the 4th quarter, just not giving anything up in the middle of the line where they were, Wyalusing was successful.
He got movement on the play, and that's going to go against Wyalusing. That'll go against the Rams. So it should bring up a 2nd down now and about 13 for the Rams. All right, 2nd down, 14 now. 4:13 remaining in the ball game as Kinney will bring him up. And he's going to go back to pass. Buggy, a lot of pressure on him. And he nearly had number 45 Putnam down there. And you knew that play was a pass, and I'll tell you why. Because he took Grider out of the backfield completely. Yes. He left the fullback and he left another guy back there, but Grider was not back there. And I guarantee they weren't going to run without Grider.
And they're not going to do that again because Kinney had taken a vicious hit.
A 45 Putnam can kick himself because he had actually adjusted back to the ball. It was a poorly thrown pass, but he adjusted back, and I thought he was going to catch it, and he doesn't. So it brings up now 3rd and 14 for the Rams. As we know, Kinney will be back to pass on this play, and he is. A lot of pressure in there from Cuff. He gets away from Cuff, and now he stops, and he hits Cobb. He hit Cobb right at midfield there, but that is not enough. That's about 6 yards short of the 1st down. And I'm guessing now that at this juncture in the game, the Rams have to go for it. There's 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Certainly they're not going to. The quarterback walked off the field. He figured it was a punt too, but it is not, as they have to go for it now.
He was going over to get the play.
He was walking off the field. It's 4th down now and a very long 5, almost 6 for the Rams.
Now we got trips to the right for Wyalusing.
Yeah, this is an odd setup. We haven't seen this setup for a while. He fakes it in there, and Cuff. Personally, I thought he was down. I don't know how that was an incomplete pass. But
I don't either.
Cuff was all over him. Either way, they give the ball up on downs. Mount Carmel will take it over in Ram territory at the Ram 46, and that pretty much is going to seal the game.
Cuff and Swank. Take a look at this. Swank coming through 2 blockers that time. Cuffy wraps him up. Swank was there, made sure that, to me, he was down. And Buggy almost makes the interception.
Buggy almost picked it off, so tough play all around for the Rams. And the Red Tornadoes have got to start feeling pretty comfortable. This will be a basically run the clock out kind of deal as we give it to the large one, number 51, and he just keeps on chugging. He is running so hard right now. He takes it all the way down to the Ram 31-yard line for a 1st down.
Well, it is around Halloween. He might be possessed tonight the way he is playing. I'll tell you what, both not only offense, but I'll tell you what, even his defensive play is outstanding.
Yeah, he's just taking this thing personally tonight. Wow. I'll tell you, both offensively and defensively. He has been just a game buster here. 2:49 now in the game. 1st and 10 down at the 31-yard line of the Rams. And now we have Lashinsky back in there at fullback along with Pilarski. This time Pilarski will get it. He'll try to scoot outside, and he picks up about 5 yards on the play. Bring up 4 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 6 as the clock continues to bang away on the Wyalusing area Rams. They played tough, but actually this is a game where when you look at this game, you're going to look at the score and you're going to, most of the time they say it wasn't as bad as it seemed. Well, this one isn't as close as it seemed.
Right.
As the Rams were thoroughly dominated here tonight by the Red Tornado offense, and in the second half, the Red Tornado defense. Shinsky will line them up. And it's Brown, and Brown is down inside the 20-yard line now at the 19 for another Mount Carmel area 1st down. And Brown is just unbelievable tonight as he refuses to be stopped down there.
Yeah, and again, we set up a trips to the right side, spreading the defense out as thin as possible, and some good blocking there by John Skinner and Marshall Merarkey on the left-hand side. Brown picks up 5 yards for the first down.
Right up the middle with Lashinsky on the carry. Going to bring up a second down and 6.
And, you know, there's another one, and Mike Lashinsky, you know, every time he's touched the ball in the last 5-6 games, it's 5 yards every time he carries.
Time continuing to fall inside of a minute now at 57 and counting here. The Rams have no desire to stop the clock. They will allow this game to just slowly take its course. Lashinsky up the middle, still chugging for yardage as he takes it down to the Ram 11-yard line. There are 40 seconds remaining here. There'll be time for another play as they set the clock now. The Red Tornadoes will have to line up for a play as they set it before the 25-second clock. But number 61 into the game, that's Owens for the Red Tornadoes. So Owens into the game, and he's in at that fullback spot. And he's going to get it. They give it to Owens, and Owens will gain a yard on the play as he's stopped in the middle down there. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The clock is ticking down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The Red Tornadoes have won a very important and very big contest here tonight in District 4. They will shuffle the District 4 playoff schedule a little bit here with this win. Just everything that they wanted to do. I think they would have probably liked to score more points, but I think although they didn't score a lot of points, I would say they made one heck of a statement, Wayne.
Oh, definitely. They come in, you know, you're taking a look at Wyalusing coming in with the 7-1 record, number 1 in the District 4 Class AA. And, you know, we showed them what the co-region football, again, is all about. And you can see how tough and aggressive that this team played tonight. And I'm very impressed with the defensive line and the offensive line. I'm sort of like a lineman myself. I really get a kick out of the way they, those hogs work down there in those trenches. You know, a lot of times they don't get the credit that they rightly deserve.
Oh, most of the time they don't.
And they don't. Yeah. Some great blocking tonight, and very crisp. And we didn't see that all season long. And I think it's crunch time, and I think they realize that. And some beautiful holes, and no matter if we ran to the left or ran to the right. First half we were running over on Cuffey's side and Bierster's side, and with the Senchak over there. And then in the second half we come back, with Swank and John Skinner and Marshall Merarkey over on the left-hand side. And didn't matter what side we were running on, man. We were putting some holes in that Wyalusing line and moving the ball down the field. And that was the important thing, that we gelled together tonight and did what we had to do.
Well, over the period of the season, and I think that's important to note, that we actually have, and you say gel together, that's a good way to put it. We had a lot of talent. We just had trouble getting it all in the right place at the right time. And, hence gave ourselves a tough first half of the season doing it. But now in this second half, now I think you're seeing what the promise of this team was in the beginning.
Right.
They are a formidable team to deal with, both offensively and defensively, when they're going. And they're clicking now. Shinsky has hit his stride, certainly, probably right from about the mid-season point where he really started to crank up. You saw the emergence of Brown here tonight. And when you put Brown and Lashinsky, because, the interesting thing with that is if you're the other team, you're looking at two fullbacks. One who's going to just pound you to death, and still be able to move the ball at a good clip. And then you got the other one in there who's much smaller, still tough, but real fast.
Yes.
Nearly a tailback kind of kid. So that's a real tough thing for a defense to try to do. Plus, you got Pilarski, who's going to run around you whenever you give him the chance. So
and Matsura.
And Matsura.
And we put
so
and that's what's great. And we noticed that right at the first half is that coach was shifting different people in and out. And as you shift those people in and out, it gives you a different scheme. It gives that defense something to think about. You got Lashinsky in there, who's not only a blocking fullback and has done a great job on pass protection, but also he's very, very quick getting through the hole. And as we said, there's a kid there that he scored on a 10-yard run down here. Nobody even touched him. And every time he's carried the ball so far in the last half of the season, he's picking up 5 yards.
Yep.
There's Dave Brown. He gets in as a fullback. And we've seen what he's done when we put that power play in, and he's a blocker. But now all of a sudden he's carrying the ball and he's running people over. We got Pilarski. We got Matsura in there that's done an outstanding job slashing back, cutting back, on that Sally play. So we got a number of different weapons out there. Passing department, we see Matsura catching the ball. We see Matt Medalis has really stepped it up since he's come back. And again, a lot of people really did not realize at the beginning of the season how sick he was.
Oh, yeah.
And, and he's just, his hands are just perfect. And, hats off to him coming back and for how sick he was. But the offensive line and the defense, and as we said, it's the defense now that's got to do the job now and keep us in this game.
All right, I didn't get this done in the game, and I should have, and I'm the last guy. I don't want to forget this. Tonight's group that brought this whole thing to you, of course, the cable grips tonight were Jesse McPhee and Scott Bullock. On the cameras tonight was, of course, Joe Gushin here with us, Josh Yeager, Steve Sakaitis, and what's that name? What's the first name there? Goodlunas. Erica. Is that an F? That's an E. I'm looking at it. I thought it was, and I'm thinking, how could that word be? Erica Goodlunas. On audio, we had Dave Else. Video coordinating Paul Wisdom Tooth Frouts, I might add, who's had like the largest cheeks in history this
really?
week. You didn't know that story,
no,
but
I didn't know
I was privy to what was happening with Paul, and it was not good. Still photography was Amy Hampton, of course. And tonight, your director was your very own Krista Petroskevich.
Oh, is that who was talking
That's
this
who
tonight?
that lovely voice was
great.
in your earphone. And, of course, Dave McPhee tying this whole thing together. We will, of course, be with you after this big win. Down at that stand all the way where the gate is where they have it.
They told me to come up there.
Oh, they fooled you. Yeah, they should be. Yeah, one of those windows should be open there. We have
Which one would it be?
all the way in the corner by the opening gate there. You see it on this side, on your right-hand side. That's.
395-281.
Well, you got me there, but I'm sure they can take care of you there.
I don't know.
Thanks for stopping up. There we had a guest appearance, sort of an unscheduled one, but no problem.
But, hey, let's get back to
quickly wrapping this thing up. I do want to say that, reiterate one more time, a goodbye to the Wyalusing people. We will not see them in the regular season, although I'm guessing we'll see them in the district playoffs on a regular basis as we do now. We will see. You will know in the papers and the media by the time this game is broadcast exactly what District 4 looks like. Remember, we travel to Sittings Grove in 2 days' time. Sittings Grove, we must win the game. It's as simple as that. If we do not win it, we are done. If we do win it, we will step for all. I mean, unless the strange things happen, and stranger things have happened, but it would take a real set of circumstances to knock us out, even with the win. So we will go to Sittings Grove. We will be at that stadium. It has not had a great moment in time for us in the last year or so, a couple of years, but we expect a big game. They'll be coming in. They are in the thick of the District 4, District 3 playoffs.
They are. Yes.
If they lose, they may be out. So it will be a playoff game right before the playoffs. So we expect all of you to be there. It'll be a great night of football. Big Red will be ready. And so Joe is shivering to death in front of me here. For WKMC TV and its entire fine staff, I am Warren Altamar.
And Wayne Brokenshire.
Good night.